It is the last legit full week of class. And I say legit week of class because, let's be honest, the next 4 days after Memorial Day, with Move the Pride, with a party, with taking away iPads, it's just not gonna be very routine-ish. So maybe that's what I should say. This is the last routine week that we have of school left.
Each of the colors mean.
With it being the last like real routine type of week of school, we're really just kind of tying up a lot of ends. So we have research projects that are getting done, papers that are being edited and revised this week in multiple different areas. We also have math that's going to start kind of wrapping it up, and we're just kind of finishing the kids off at a certain spot so that when next year comes, we know exactly where we want to pick up with them. And then maybe that second week of school, we can just kind of hit the ground running with our 5th and 6th graders, who are now currently our 4th and 5th graders. So that is kind of the game plan overall for the week, is just really kind of tying up all of our loose ends. I will say that later on in this video, in this vlog, I'm doing something really exciting with the kids. If you guys remembered, we did this last year for Move the Pride, which is where we get to see and meet our new 4th graders that are coming into our classroom next year. I already have my rosters that I'm gonna have for the next year, so that's really exciting. But for Move the Pride, the kids are gonna be coming in. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Everyone is shifting in our district. So what ends up happening is that morning the kids will come in, they already know where they're gonna end up going, and everyone is gonna be shifted in the district to be able to go and spend the day with their next year's teacher. I think this is a fantastic thing to do. It really allows them to kind of release some of that anxiety. The kids get excited. You're able to kind of start making those connections, start meeting them, putting faces to their names, which is so really nice. It's really nice to have it as a teacher before you head off into summer. So for Move the Pride, we always do our big house reveal, and last year we did dragon eggs because, well, we have a giant dragon in my classroom, and so we've always joked that he's been our Mac mascot. So his name is Mac, M-A-C, and he's just our mascot for the classroom. So we did dragon eggs last year to be able to kind of reveal the houses to the new upcoming 4th graders, and this year we're just gonna stick with it. I think we're just gonna do the exact same thing. They haven't experienced it, and it would be really nice for the other kids to experience it on the opposite side. So that's what we're gonna do. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is gonna just be dedicated in the afternoon in my classroom to just paper macheing, while the other 2 classrooms are gonna do some really fun STEM projects. And that'll be nice because if we have students who are not really able to finish up their research, which they should be able to finish up their research on Tuesday, then they're just gonna have to miss out on some of the fun activities. So this is why we encourage them to take it home and to get it done ASAP. So today, like I said, my partner is out, so it's 3 of us, well, 2 of us and then a sub. It's gonna be a pretty routine type of day. We're gonna do some highlighting activities to help us with our revising for some of our papers, and I'll show you guys what that ends up looking like a little bit later on in the day once we're able to do it. So I need to get ready to head out to a meeting. I like how I looked at my wrist like I had a watch and I forgot my watch, but I need to head out to a meeting this morning, so I'm gonna go and do that, and then I will see you all during lunchtime. It is lunchtime, and I just scarfed down my food as fast as I possibly could because I feel like it's been a really busy morning so far. I wanted to show you guys really quick the highlighting process that we use in order to go back and look and revise our informational research writing. So I feel like as though I make this up every single time, the colors end up changing because I do it on the fly. That's just the way that I am. It's not a big deal. So long as I keep a picture of it, I put it in my planner so that I can remember and have them go back and reference that all week long. So let me show you some of the work that my kids have done so far. Okay, so here is kind of what one of my students' papers looks like right now. You're gonna notice there's some different colors. There's pink, green, purple, but as they're going along, they're looking for certain content that they are able to place along with a color, like a specific color. So here's what each of the colors mean. As you can see up here, I very sloppily did it. So green is going to be their thesis and their topic. So their thesis should be located in their first paragraph and then their conclusion paragraph. In their body paragraphs, I asked that they have a topic sentence, something that just gives me the gist of what this is going to end up being about. Their hook, which is in their introduction, is a pink color. The bridge from the hook to the thesis in their introductory paragraph and their conclusion is in purple. And then in their body paragraphs, they should have an evidence and then an explanation to kind of further that. And that's blue and yellow for the colors. So again, you'll see some students starting to highlight certain pieces here, going along, locating some of the evidences that they're able to kind of say, oh, there's their bridge, there's their hook, there's their thesis, and highlighting those pieces. Let me see if this, sweetie. So you're going to notice here's one paragraph that he was able to see. So he's kind of noticing that his introductory paragraph didn't really have a whole bunch. So that's where he said that's one of his weaknesses is he went through and put a redo so that he knows that he needs to go back and really kind of add to that to make it something to engage their reader with. But it's a great activity. The kids really enjoy it. I think the biggest part about doing this activity is they get to work with a partner. A lot of the times I will kind of leave it pretty open for them and say, you can swap papers, but however, I want you to read their paragraphs first before you go along and start highlighting, because that's when accidents end up happening. So, and that gets them to have a conversation about their writings with one another. They're asking questions to the person that they're working with, getting them to help them understand what is it that you're trying to truly convey through your writing overall. So great activity overall. I said that twice, sorry, but great activity. The kids are gonna end up finishing that once we get back from lunch, and then we're gonna head right into math after that and going into content. So with their research papers, they're pretty much gonna do the exact same thing, going through highlighting those certain pieces, looking to see what is it specifically that I have to revise. This is really a great activity to help them visualize and see it visually, because it just is like when you see your writing, you're like, oh, I have a lot of writing over here, but you don't quite they don't necessarily see what type of writing that they're doing. So this activity allows them to be able to see that, which is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling and then I am going to get a few things copied, do some little odds and ends that I need to do for the rest of my break, and then I'll catch up with you guys later. I left school yesterday fairly quickly because I was just absolutely drained. It's one of those moments where you feel like it's the first day of school all over again and you're having to repeat yourself multiple different times. That's exactly what was kind of happening yesterday. And so I was just done. I was ready to go home. I was ready to relax, and that's exactly what I did. Minus the relaxation part, because as soon as I ended up getting home, I realized how much I have to get done before the end of next week. Well, actually before Wednesday of next week, which is so crazy to think that, holy moly, like the end of the school year is right around the corner and I don't feel prepared at all. So this is going to be a lot of just prepping for Move the Pride, and then I think in next week's video, if you guys are going to like stay tuned for that one, it's going to be a lot of just prepping for the end of the year party, because we don't do gifts for our students. We only do small gifts, which I'm going to show you in just a second, for our 6th graders, but I do a big party for the kids, and so that is just kind of our like send-off, like have a great summer and then we'll see you guys next year. So it'll be a lot of prep for that next week so that I can kind of balance it and not feel so overloaded. So that means I have a lot to get done this week in order to be able to be ready for Move the Pride, to meet our brand new 4th graders. So in order to do that, one of the first things I did is I sat down and I just made our checklists. So I use checklists a ton in our class, whether we are doing something with different grade levels, we're doing something specifically like, you know, 5th grade is something that needs to get turned in, or, you know, one of the homerooms needs to complete something. So we went on ahead and I just made my checklist. So I made them by homeroom, so we have all 3 homerooms, and then I also made them by grade levels, because there are certain times where certain grade levels have to complete certain things, others don't. It gets a little confusing, so that's where it ends up helping. I also made 2 different types of checklists, and this is where I'm just one of those people, I have to have these. It just makes my heart feel better. The first type of checklist is like a full page. So you have like the names on one side, and then you have bars that allow you, and I'm gonna show you. Where's my backpack? So the first type of checklist has their names on one side, and then here it has just a spot for you to be able to write down, you know, like what it is that they need to complete or turn in, or something that you're checking off. I like to use these for the writing process. A lot of the times I use them for all kinds of things. So I wanted to have these created for both homerooms and for grade levels. And then I create one more type. And y'all, I've been using this type of checklist since kindergarten. I'm not even lying. And what I do is I take a half sheet of paper and it's lengthwise, and I create a checklist. So the checklist itself, it has their names on one side, and then it has like the spot for me to check it off, and then any notes that I need to end up taking. What I love about these is that I can have them cut up, ready to go, and then all I have to do is just put them on, and it's a half sheet, and I can quickly just have them checked off. It just saves my world. It really, really does. So I made the 2 checklists for all 3 homerooms for grade levels, and then I ended up going to the Dollar Tree. Now, mainly because there's also a really big event that's happening on Friday. So this is gonna feel all over the place, but I promise you, I think I'm pretty organized. So there is a big event on Friday where we have a pause meeting. So if you guys have been following me for a while, a pause meeting is simply a large morning meeting, meaning the entire school gets together in the gym and we all have a morning meeting together. It's a really special time. We do them once a month. So we have a pause meeting, and during this pause meeting, we're going to do a Teachers Got Talent. So I, of course, was like, I'll do it, because they needed teachers. But I dragged 3 other teachers in this with me. So I had to go to Dollar Tree, and I bought glow sticks. So if some of you have done this in your school, you're totally like, Bridget, I totally know what you're about to do, and it's gonna be epic. I know. I bought glow sticks because we're going to do the glow stick dance. Look it up on YouTube, guys. It is awesome. It is really, really fun. You basically like create a stick figure with your body by taping these on your body, and you do a dance, and it's gonna last like 2.5 minutes. They're like silly dances, like it's whoop them Gangnam style, and there's like wobbling, and there's like the cowboy one. I can't even think. Either way. So we went and bought some glow sticks to have those. We're doing the trial run this morning, which is why I'm pretty much dressed the way I'm dressed, so that I can tape them on my body. And then I brought clothes there. Then while I was there, I was like, all right, I gotta get ready for the end of the year. So I might as well just start looking for a few of the other things, and then I forget stuff. Awesome. I started looking for some of the other things. Now, I mentioned to you guys that we don't do gifts, but for my 6th graders, we do try to send them off with something special because we're gonna miss them. It's a whole thing. They've been with us for 3 years. I mean, so hey. So what we do is we kind of started it as a tradition last year. So we're gonna just do it every single year. The kids will know that they're going to get it. But that's okay. I think it's that rite of passage of, oh hey, you're like leaving, so here's kind of your memory for us. So is that piece of it, because let's just be honest, like a teacher cannot go out and buy something super duper expensive, so it's not going to be something that the kids are going to think, oh my gosh, it's like the greatest thing on the face of the planet. No, it probably isn't. So what we do is we take a group picture of the kids, and we will print them out and place them in these little frames. So it'll go this way, and then at the very top I will put using just like my embossed label maker, I'm gonna put MAC team, and then I'll put the year down at the bottom, and that's really about it. But it's still something that's super special. The kids think it's special, and it's their kind of like, here it is, like, good luck. We wish you all the best when you go to middle school. Scary. So I bought a bunch of these. I think there were 15 of them. I went on ahead and bought them. I think I need, I'm gonna say like another 10. Another 10. And then I also, I don't know, like I needed to get containers for this paper mache stuff and like tablecloths, and I didn't do that. Not very smart. But I did end up getting puzzles. So I am going to put out some puzzles for the kids, especially for when we have a few of those like downtime where we can do a few of these, and it keeps them busy and it's fun and it's engaging your brain. So this is what I'm gonna do. I have puzzles here. I will need to make a second stop at the Dollar Tree in order to buy everything that I need for the paper mache on Wednesday. Which is tomorrow. So I guess I'm doing that today. All right, so like I said, we're gonna have the trial run. I'm gonna end up taping these to my body. I'll show you guys what that ends up looking like in just a little bit. And I'm gonna go practice at 8 o'clock this morning. So now what I have to do, and I'm starting to like focus myself here so that I can get as much done for Move the Pride as possible. I have my checklist ready to go. Now I need to make name tags. So we always do name tags for all the kids. I'll take out their name tags for the current students who are already placed in their houses, because their name tag has their house symbol on it. The fourth graders, however, are going to get a different version. So they are going to receive the one that has all 4 houses on their name tag, because they don't have their houses yet. And then at the very end of the day on Move the Pride, they'll have the big dragon eggs that they're gonna crack open, and that's gonna reveal their house to them. Y'all, this is totally random. I do not try and say, oh, I need to put these kids with these kids. I don't do that at all. Like, it is truly a very random situation. But I will do is figure out how many can go into each house, because then I'll make that many eggs for each house. So if like Zygoda, which is the red house, only needs 8 more people to be able to have even houses, I will only make 8 eggs for Zygoda, if that makes sense for you guys. But the selection process, when they go and pick the egg up, that's totally on them. So they're gonna get name tags. I need to make those name tags for them, and then they can take those home. It's not gonna be a big deal. It'll be something nice that they have. Then what we also have to make are 3 other pieces. But those 3 pieces I'm gonna have to show you at another time, because I need to prepare for actual classes today. And that's really important. I really need to do that. Okay, it's time for me to get ready for the dress rehearsal. Glow stick time. Okay, so today is the day. Today is the day that the kids are going to start making eggs, which means my room is gonna be a little chaotic for the next 3 days, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it, and it's gonna be totally fine. So I went to Walmart and I purchased the materials that I needed. Now here is what I use. So I for sure get from the Dollar Tree some tablecloths, plastic tablecloths that can very easily just fold it up and throw it away, because the kids will have drops everywhere. Like, there will be a mess on the tables. It is what it is. Then I've already had balloons from the previous year, because we bought a huge bag of balloons, so I don't really have to worry about any of those. So I didn't have to buy that. I just need to pull it out of my closet. Then I needed to get some like bakeware. It's that bakeware that you can just throw away. It's the reused, like, I don't know how to explain it, and I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So I got some of those to be able to pour the mixture in, and so that the kids can take the newspaper and put it in, drain it out, and fold it onto their balloon. So I just need this to last for a week. It's not like I need it to last forever, which is nice. It's kind of ideal in my case. So I have all of those materials. I'll get those set up sometime during math, like in between those periods. And then yeah, like the kids are finishing up their research papers, their informational papers. It's all starting to wind down at this point, which is like exciting and like scary all at the same time, because it means that it is like go time. So I mentioned to you guys yesterday that there are a few things that I send home with my students on what we call Move the Pride Day, which is the day that we get to see and spend time with our next year's students. One of the things that we like to send home is a folder that has all sorts of information. It has like an information sheet about the teachers. I really am gonna sneeze now. All right, maybe I can get through this whole little spiel here. So we send home a folder with the information sheet about us as teachers. We also send home information about the garden that we're gonna have over the summer. We send information regarding just like pride and what that means, because we want the students to be familiar with just like our pride that we do here inside of the classroom. And then finally we send home information regarding like our social media accounts, so that they can kind of go start looking, because we put up little notifications, share little things over the summer. That's where they're going to be able to kind of see that. So it's just a little folder. It doesn't have a ton of information about the actual classroom, the routines, the procedures, the behaviors, none of that. That's gonna go home at the very beginning of the year, because let's just be honest, they're going to lose it. But we just want to send something home with families, so that they have information about us, that, you know, your kid just came and saw me today, let me tell you who I am, kind of a situation. So we just got a whole bunch of folders in those boxes that we are going to start stuffing this week. I'm going to create labels for them this morning, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that we put inside of it a little bit later on in the day as I get those printed and ready to go. And then I wanted to share with you, because I didn't have a copy of the summer challenge that I had done last year, and ended up finding one at home. So I wanted to share with you guys what it looks like. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this completely done by the end of this video. It might be next week that you guys would see it. So just kind of stay tuned until next week's video. You're gonna see some like overlapping with everything. I don't know, sorry guys. So here's the summer challenge that I sent home with my students. Now, this one was a Star Wars theme. Like I told you guys, the ones that we're going to send home is going to be a like a fairy tale fables theme, which is very exciting. So it gives a little welcome letter to them. And then this one has a mission. Now the fairy tales version that I'm doing for this summer, it's quests. So they're all a quest that they have to complete. This one, they did 6 different ones. It was a variety of math, writing, art, STEM, type of missions, and it was only 6 of them. And then we gave them some blank like bonus pages for them to be able to just like write letters or like journal entries. That's what I meant. Journal entries in there. So that's exactly and essentially what I'm going to be doing. It is a combination of just like a math, maybe some STEM. I think there's like 2 STEM. There's going to be one that has to do with family and a family tree, because we're really going to focus a lot on culture and our heritage, and tying that in with fairy tales and fables next year, which is super exciting. So I'm working on this one on my laptop. Not sure I'll get this done, but my goal is for sure to get the other folders done. I am also trying to get some math packs that are going to go home with families, just so that we can continue that spiral practice, that review, preview, essentially with our kids over the summer. So we have one for our third graders that coming into fourth grade, so it's a third grade review pack. Then we have some for the kids who are in are currently our fourth graders going into fifth grade, so they're going to get a fourth grade review pack. And then we have our current fifth graders who are getting ready for sixth grade math. They're going to get the fifth grade review pack. So I'm going to start making copies of those today, getting everything labeled. Yeah, it's a lot going on, guys. You feeling me right now? It is a lot. So I am very grateful and thankful that we have a 3-day weekend this weekend. Although that might be spent doing a lot of the egg stuff. We shall see, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my things unpacked. This morning there is a wedding shower for 2 of my friends that are here in my school. So I'm gonna go and kind of hang out with them a little bit this morning, celebrate some of their where they're going in their life, their new chapter that they're going to open up in their life. So it's very, very exciting. Hopefully I'll stop sneezing a little bit later. All right, I'm gonna go start making copies, get my things unpacked, and I wanted to show you what the liquid starch looks like, just in case you're wondering. So it is the kids' special time, so they are gone from the classrooms, and I've been spending a little bit of time with my partners just being able to clean up my room, just because of the paper mache. It tends to get a little bit messy. The balloons look great though. The eggs, sorry, look fantastic. Here are some of them that are, they're ready to start drying. Look at those eggs. They're going to look fantastic. So I spent a little bit of time just getting everything cleaned up. Luckily, just because I had the covers on the tables, they're not messy. The baskets, this is going to be the way that I transport it because it's kind of retaining some of the fluid that's down there, which is really, really nice. But yeah, so that's kind of the hot mess that's going on in my classroom, and I'm just going to have to be okay with it. Okay, I'm recording.
What? Huh? I'm hammering and nailing.
Can you just give me a second? Like, it won't take long. Okay, so I just got done with the eye doctor. I have contact lenses. I feel like a whole new person. So I wanted to introduce you to the little guy that I was telling you about earlier. Come here, Walter. Walter, can you say hello? Oh my goodness, look how cute you look. Yeah, do that head tilt. Look how cute. So Walter is a golden doodle. He is, I think, going on 15 weeks now. He's standard golden doodle, so he will be big, about 85 pounds. And he's just been so much fun. We've had him for about, I would say, going on 2 weeks now. Look at that. He's so gentle. He knows he has to be gentle, right, Walter? His full name is Walter Opossum Speckman, and we named him that because he likes to lie dead like a possum. It's pretty cute. But yeah, I wanted to introduce you guys to my little man. I'm gonna let my husband get back to work over there because he's waiting for me.
Oh.
As he starts cameraing immediately. All right, I'm gonna go make dinner. I'm assuming he's tired.
Yeah, the kids played with him for a while. He quit while they were out playing. I told them that they could play games if they wore them. And they did.
So today's theme day, because we are celebrating with Spirit Days for the last 10 days that we have, is a blast from the past. I'm going for like a 90s mom vibe here. Got my hair, well, this keeps falling down. And then I got my jean on jeans, y'all. Jean on jeans. I don't know, I think it works. I'm gonna say that it works. So walked in this morning and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the balloons, or the eggs, have actually hardened fairly well. So I'm very, very excited about that, especially after having the conversation with my students in the afternoon. Those that have had me since last year, and that did this last year, said that we mixed flour with it last year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not remember that at all. Luckily though, the Stufflo did a great job with hardening. Like, it's good. I think we're gonna be okay, y'all. Like, well, this one's wet. I flipped them. So I went on ahead and flipped all of the balloons here, so you can see some of them are still a little wet, but they do harden, which is nice. Again, I just need it to last a week. That's all I need, is 1 week. And we did end up finding out that last year the eggs were really, really difficult to open up. So maybe this was actually a better solution for us, so that the kids can really, truly break them open without it taking 40 seconds. All right, so this morning what I'm going to work on, because I do not have collaboration this morning, which is really nice, is creating and getting together my folders for Move the Pride. And these are the folders that the kids are going to take home. It's going to have their summer challenge in it. It's going to have math review in it. It has some letters about us and a few other things. So let me show those to you. The only thing I'm missing is from my team teacher. I need her All About Me page. And then I also have a garden letter that I was going to send out. Last year we ended up doing a garden sign up. So during the summer, kids could come and sign up to come and assist and help with the garden itself. This year I don't think I'm going to do that. Maybe I just want to open it up and invite it for all families to come during, like, on certain days from this time to come and kind of lend a helping hand. And that might end up working out a little bit easier. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to talk with my partner this morning about it. And if she agrees, I'll type it up and get it finished and then stuff them into the folder. So that way we don't have to worry about these next week, which will be nice. So one of the things that I'm send home, and this is a new addition, I didn't do it last year, is like a house system cheat sheet. But basically it just tells parents about the house system and what it is, gives like the stats is what I called it for each of the different houses, because their kids are opening up an egg and they're gonna go home and probably talk about the confetti and the hot mess that what happened in the classroom. So I want something for families to be able to say, oh, I get it. So we're sending home a house information page. So that's the first. The next one is and this is where I gotta cut these up still. It's like a follow us page. So we have different accounts. We have a Twitter account, we have an Instagram account, and then we just created this year a class website. So our kids are the ones that built the website. We've had no play in this. We kind of gave them some guiding questions to think about, but they built it themselves. So they created a Weebly account, and I want families to be able to have access to it. So this is one of those little papers to help do that. I also went on ahead and printed out the labels for this year. So again, it just says MAC Team Move the Pride, and it has the year for Move the Pride to put on the folders. I have an All About Me, which my partner is also creating one for her. So I have just my updated version here. And then I also printed out a Pride paper. So we go by Pride at my school. And Pride, each letter stands for something. So it's positive, respectful, involved, diverse, and empathetic. So this is what we say, that when you're here, you show pride every single day. And it's by following these 5 pieces. So that is the other piece that's going to go inside of there. And like I said, I usually put a garden page in there. And then it ends up being that their summer challenge goes inside of there. Their math thing will go inside of there. But that's really about it for the most part. What is kind of nice and cool is that we do it by house colors. So what we have are folders. We get the blue folders, and then we have the green folders, and then we have red folders, and we had to order purple folders separate, which I don't know if they've come in yet. But we've gotten all of our colored folders, so I'm gonna make 25 of each of the colors, so that way we have enough for all of the kids in the houses. Like I said, like, even though the egg situation with Move the Pride, the kids end up selecting their house. Like, even though that is random, it's really not that random, because I make sure that we have a really even group for all of the 4 houses. I don't want to have, you know, 25 kids in one and only like 17 in another and then 33 in another. That's not exactly how I want it to work. I do want it to be fairly even across all 4. So I figure out the numbers based on how many kids I have that are our current 4th and 5th graders, that will be our 5th and 6th graders next year. And then that helps me to identify how many I need to have in each house. So that's kind of where I'm at this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and start labeling these things, maybe start stuffing some of them. I actually need to cut that stuff first, so I should probably do that. And I might listen to a podcast. I've been really into Crime Junkie. Like, it's really good. If you guys are like true crime people and you like listening to podcasts, like, I really encourage you listening to Crime Junkie. They're fantastic. They get to the point. They're not really ramblers, which I really love, and because I tend to get over it after a while of just the rambling and the sidetracking. And I just love the way that they do the stories, and I don't know, it's a fantastic podcast. I strongly urge you guys, like, if you are all about it, go check them out. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and then hopefully I can have this done before class starts. Oh, you can come in, you can turn it off. Overall, it was a really productive day for the kids. They got a lot of their things done. They were really well behaved, which was very nice to have, especially being so close to the end of the year. We got another round of eggs happening at the moment, and I have to say, I did get my books organized, my picture books organized, which was really nice. I have a few that I'm gonna end up taking home just because I don't think I'm gonna ever really use them here for this grade level. So I'm just gonna end up taking those home at some point, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. So here are the books that I'm gonna end up taking home. I feel as though every single day this week, I have felt unbelievably exhausted by the end of the day. It always surprises me at how much I forget how draining the end of the year can truly be to teachers. So I apologize for like not videoing very much, but I can assure you, like, the kids leave, I pack up my stuff and I'm gone. I touch nothing in my classroom. So that is why it's so unbelievably important for me to try to get as much done from the time I get here to the time the end of the day bell rings. It's just, I have to get as much possibly done, because I know I'm not gonna take it home, and I know I'm not gonna do anything else at home either. So yeah, yesterday was a it was a really good day. The eggs that we did yesterday during our content time, like our afternoon time, they're not as hard as the last ones were. Like, they're still really wet, and maybe it's just because we gave them like an extra 15 minutes because we shortened math a little bit to be able to spend more time really making sure that that was done. So I think these kids added way more layers than the last group did. So that's going to be something to keep in mind as we go through today. So today is our talent show, like, and we're gonna do awesome. We're gonna be amazing. I did pick up some more glow sticks, so the kids are gonna end up going to their pause meeting, and then myself and my other 3 talent ladies are going to be putting on our glow sticks. I have all my black, and all I did was just put on a big cardigan for today, and I don't think I'm gonna change, to be honest. I think I'm gonna stay like this for the rest of the day. I did, however, get something done that I was really proud about, and I have yet to show you guys. First, the folders that we ended up putting labels on, my partner ended up coming into the classroom helping me put labels on them. She took home labels last night to put them on the purple folders. We never stuffed them, so they're just sitting there with the labels. I have all of the materials to stuff them ready to go, so I need to get that done today. Another thing that's on my absolutely I need to get done today is going to be the fourth graders and name tags. So I want to make sure that I have all of the fourth graders name tags, make sure I have the fifth and sixth graders or our next year's fifth and sixth graders name tags that are ready to go, and make any other copies if I have to make any other copies. So I need to get those laminated, ready, get the folder stuffed, win the talent show today, and now I'm going to show you the other piece that I was able to get done before I left yesterday. Oh, and I gotta clean all this up. So my husband's gonna come at the end of the day, help me load up all the eggs. I have some books. I have a couple of things that I found that's just like kindergarten stuff that I don't wanna leave inside of this classroom. I wanna go ahead and take it home, store it downstairs in my basement. I'm gonna do like a big overhaul in my basement this year and just really clean it out, organize it, and get all my kindergarten stuff sorted out. So let me show you what I did yesterday. Now, if you remember, there were a bunch of books that were all piled up on my stage. Those were all of my picture books. I stored my picture books because I use them for all of my mentor texts. Some of the kids, there are some times when I have the kids utilize picture books in order to complete assignments with partners or independently. It just kind of depends. And I will put them up on that little stand that's back here by the window, and that's where the kids will grab the picture books from. But where they're stored inside of my closet, that's kind of my space. The kids don't really go inside of that closet unless I give them permission to do so. So let me show you what it looks like now. So here is my closet now. Look how lovely. So what I did is I had a few girls that helped me organize these out. So now I have them by realistic. I just need to go through and label them just like I do my regular library, so that if I see that a book doesn't go back where it's supposed to go, I can move it around. But these are all, for the most part, the books that I do absolutely like to use for when I'm teaching realistic or using realistic in some shape or form of these picture books. Up here, I thought I had way more historical fiction books than what I do, which is a little disappointing. And I know I have a bunch of them that are over there on my stand at the moment, but anyways, so I have a historical fiction section. I just put a painter's stick here just to kind of separate the two between the historical and then the traditional literature. That is not supposed to be in there. I put this with poetry. Okay, and then I have my traditional literature, which is going to be like the highlight next year as far as which text like that we're going to end up using, and that goes here in this section. And then I have my fantasy books, which are ones that I love to be able to use inside of my classroom. And finally, I have the informational books up here at the very, very top. Now, because informational, I had so many that I did not want to get rid of, I did have to use this drawer down here. So I have another set of informational books down here, but at least I know that this is just all informational. But yeah, and then this little poetry section right here that I have. But yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like, y'all. It looks so much better now. I can very easily be able to pick out a book. I know where it's going to end up being. So I started labeling. You're going to see them here. Using my labels that I have in my store for my library. And I like it because I have my name on it. I can put a level on it. So the colors all end up matching. It's really simple to be able to make the, to be able to make them. But yeah, so I'm gonna end up labeling them all. Not sure if it's gonna happen now or over the summer. It could possibly just wait until over the summer. But that's what it all ends up looking like. So as for the other books, there are a bunch of them that I just don't see me using in my classroom. Now, I don't want to get rid of them, obviously, because they are fantastic books. A lot of them are just lower level, very, very simple text, and they're great to use for kindergarten and first grade, but I just don't see me using them here in this classroom. So I'm going to end up taking them home and just storing them there. I have a few bookshelves that I use, and my boys love to read them too. Like we sit down and reread storybooks together, so it'll be nice to have those and keep those there. And if I need to get them, I know I will always have them. But yeah, I need to take all of this home, so my husband's going to help me do that today. I had a few things here that I found in one of my other cabinets that I need to end up taking home, and for the most part, I think all of my cabinets at this point are organized. Y'all, that's a really, really good feeling to have all of my cabinets ready to go for the summer. So now I feel like I need to pull out my planner, and I want to go through my end of the year checklist with you guys one more time. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and pull up my teacher planner. So we are in May. I'm gonna go to the home button and then go where my checklists are. And if you swipe, you'll see more options here. I think I'm gonna copy this, to be honest, so that I can write on it and then have another version of it next year. So I'm just gonna hit my little waffle button. There's my end of the year checklist here. So I'm gonna select, and then I'm gonna hit copy. Go to done and close it. Now I wanna go back to May. And then I'm gonna go to here. And I am going to place this one right after here. So I'm going to hit plus and then paste page. Okay, so here's my end of the year checklist. What I'm going to do is I'm going to also flag it so it makes it a little bit easier for me to use it. So cleaning, organizing, and purging. That's kind of what I've been doing right now. Not all of them are going to be the ones that I can truly work on at the moment, but I can at least have certain things cleaned off. So clean out and organize teacher desk and personal items. That has already been done just because I cleaned out that one drawer. If you have not seen that vlog, definitely check it out. It is like a transformation in and of itself. Cleaning out and organizing any of my messy cabinets and supply closets. That is done. I don't have to take down any of my bulletin boards, but I am going to go ahead and cover some of them. Clean boards and discard dried up expo markers. I haven't done any of that. Wiping out bins, tubs. That's going to all happen next week while we are cleaning anything else out. Let me look at what students are doing. Clean out student desks, cubbies, mailboxes. That'll happen next week. Clean and sanitize desk, tables, and chairs next week. Place desk, tables, chairs in appropriate location. I don't have to do that. I could just leave it where it is. So I'm just going to write that. Previously, when I was in kindergarten at my old school, we had to shove everything off to like the back, like the opposite side of the back of the classroom. So it was like all piled up. Here, I get to just leave it, which is nice. I'm going to just put leave in location. So wherever it is, I'm just going to leave it there. Organize classroom, library, repair any damaged books, check to make sure all are labeled. Ooh, I can definitely do this one right now. So I'm going to actually highlight it. Ooh, wow, that was a really bad highlighting job. Oh, this is a really good one for me to do right now. Let's see, what else do we have? Copy and distribute summer reading lists, calendars, or books. I'm going to end up doing that next week. Send home extra practice next week. Write and distribute thank you notes. Haven't gotten anything yet, so I'm not going to worry about any of that at the moment. Clean up and organize file cabinets as well as electronic files on computer. I have done my filing cabinets. I feel like there's a little bitty, there it is. But I haven't done any of my electronic files on my computer laptop. So I think what I'm going to do is, since I know that I can do that at home, I'm just going to highlight that part just so that I can be aware of it. Archive and delete any school email inbox. I've actually been keeping up with my zero inbox, which I've been very proud of. So I'm done with that. Submit list of items that need to be repaired to maintenance department. And I don't think I have anything, so I'm not going to mark it yet, but I'm pretty sure I don't have anything. Finish final grades, report cards, and comments are due. So for us, it's going to be the May 31st. Gather all student documents and assessments for their cumulative. I'm going to do that next week. Update, organize, sign permanent folders. That's the last day of school, so I can't do anything there. Inventory, so wipe down, organize, count, and store student textbooks. I don't need to do that, so I'm just going to simply draw a line through it. I don't have any textbooks or workbooks. Organize manipulatives and science materials. Make note of materials that need to be replaced. I do need to have the kids go through and clean those out. Maybe I'll do that during math with some of my kids. Clean out, organize inventory supplies such as crayons. I still do need to do that. Return books from the library. Those have been due. I have already done that piece. The kids have actually also done that as well. Label furniture. I don't need to do that. Oops. Goodness gracious, what happened? I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger. But I did have to do that in wow. It did not do the shape there, huh? I did actually have to do that in kindergarten. So luckily I don't have to do that here. Store all loose materials in boxes inside of closets. I'm going to do that on the last day of school. I'm not going to worry about that now. Unplugging everything, computer shut down. I don't need to worry about any of that right now. And then before I leave, yeah, guys, I'm feeling really good. Look at some of those things that are checked off of my list. I feel fantastic. Awesome. Go ahead and do is I'm going to set up my little like station here. So how are we going to be pulling papers in order to go ahead and start stuffing them? Because I think that was one of our objectives. We really wanted to get that piece of it done today. I also needed to start looking at how am I going to be doing their pictures. So we have to take pictures next week so we can give it to the 6th graders on Friday, because I don't want them bringing backpacks on the last 2 days of school, to be honest. They're not supposed to bring it on the last day of school, but they're not really going to need it for the Monday of the last day of school. Not next week, but the week after. I'm thinking ahead, y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna set up my papers, get those going. I'm gonna start cutting for their name tags and getting those laminated. Lots to do. I just need to get it done. And it's Friday, guys. It's Friday. And it's a 3-day weekend. Hallelujah. So the talent show is done and it was an absolute blast. So in order to be able to get ourselves dressed, I ended up sending my class to my partner as soon as the announcements were done, before they started calling everybody to go down to the gym. And the other girls did the exact same 3, because there's a total of 4 of us that was doing the dance. So we're in here, and I started kind of doing one person, and I was like, all right, now you can help. And then as soon as she was done, I'm like, oh wait, you can't help because like you've got all this tape all over you. So I ended up trying to do everybody's bodies, and then that ended up getting me to be the last one, and we started running out of tape. So in the dance, like my shoulder pops off. But the kids loved it so much. Every single time that we had like a brand new song, the kids freaked out. We could hear them singing the songs, like the lyrics to the songs. It was just so much fun. The energy was high. The kids were just having a great time. And at the end of it, like no matter whether my shoulder decided to stay on or not, like it was so much fun. Like I just had a great time doing it. So now the kids are all like giving me thumbs up, and they're all like dabbing to me, and it's just, I don't know, it's a good feeling. This is why I do it, because it's just fun. So I just got done having my lunch. It took the entire morning time, so we have not had a single like ounce of class happen today. I'm not gonna stress out. It's not a big deal. In fact, I'm not really even complaining about that. But I do need to somewhat get my head in the game for math, and then also for finishing up the dragon eggs a little bit later on, like after math, for content. Good. Those are gonna be my 2 priorities. Math, we're taking assessments today. I'm kind of stopping them where they are, and we're just gonna do some review practice games for the rest of the year. Really, like there's only 2 really like days that we have left of math time. So with that being said, I decided that I was just going to do assessments on everybody and see kind of where they were today. And so, yeah, I just need to get those things together this morning, or for the little bit of time that I have left. I have 15 minutes left. There's a huge wad of hot mess between the glow sticks and the tape that's just everywhere. It's all over my room right now because we came back. We like immediately ripped things off of us because it's all falling apart. And I do have to say, like, my lit ladies, that's what we called ourselves, the lit ladies, we won. Like the judges, like the kid judges gave us the like crown, basically. It was fun. No prizes went with it. I don't really care about it. I'm just glad that the kids had fun, and maybe we can make this like a thing every year. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and go get my things printed out for math, and then maybe I'll catch up with you guys during special. If not, I'll see you all in the afternoon. So I just got done feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but I was stuffing our folders for Move the Pride. Ended up getting them all done here. All we have to do is just put the 2 teacher pages inside of them, and I'm just gonna have my partner do that at the beginning of the next week. But I was feeling overwhelmed, like I was saying, just from knowing I have so much that I'm doing, and I feel like my weekend is just consumed with work. While I so desperately just wanted it to be a weekend where I could just relax a little bit, I think this is not turning out to be that type of weekend. And it is what it is, and I just have to kind of keep in mind, like, the end of the year is almost here. So instead of me starting to panic and cry and just stress out and take it out on everyone else like I typically end up doing, I am using my planner. So in my planner, my brand new teacher planner, I have a page that is blank for checklists, and I just needed to create one for this next week. This weekend going on to the next week, all in one spot where I can just see everything and have it organized based on the categories of what it needs to fall under. So I made one for Move the Pride, I made one for the end of the year party that we have, and then I had one just for some assessments and some things that I needed to get done this weekend. So let me show you what it kind of looks like. So here's what the checklist looks like. As you can see, it's blank. They all come just with little black rectangles and some dots here that allows you just to be able to create like a checklist. I used the white ink to be able to write on the black, and so I have Move the Pride, I have an end of the year party, and then I have my weekend to do. So you can kind of see that I've already started checking some of the things off, but yeah, I just needed to sit it down and just really think through everything that I have going on right now so that I don't feel so overwhelmed. And now I'm thinking of one thing that I need to add to 6th grade event. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so like I was saying, I just have a lot going on next week, just with all of the different events. As you can see here, it's just a lot. So yeah, this is kind of what I've done. I just placed it in between this current week. So this is this week. I put it here, and then there is the next week. So you can already see I have no school. We have our 2 days. We have Move the Pride, and then we'll have our party day on Friday. So that is pretty much what it looks like there. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better about it. Now I'm just waiting for Trent to be able to get here so that we can start loading up all of the eggs. All of those eggs. He is definitely a fantastic husband and helps me so much, especially when it gets to this point in the school year where it's just very stressful. But yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good. I have at least my checklist that I can go back and look through. I'm gonna try to enjoy this evening as much as possible because I know I will be busy as the weekend goes along. So I'm gonna try to think on the bright side. Look to the sunlight. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here because I know they're gonna be here at any moment. And once my boys get in here, it just all gets a little bit loud, let's just be honest. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you would like to subscribe, then hit that subscribe button, guys. Also hit the bell for notifications every time I upload a new video. I know that I've been a little kind of off and on with my videos, but I will try to get to more of a regular schedule over the summer, definitely. So hit that notification button, give the video a thumbs up, and support this channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all absolutely next week. Bye.